Fart Podcast, one of my favorite sentences to say, and I say a lot of words throughout the week. Any words of wisdom, Dame?
No, just hey, welcome back. Glad you guys keep tuning in.
And slide it over to Luck.
Well, welcome back to whatever episode we're on.
14, living the dream. So we're going to kick this off talking about the winter storm because we would be ridiculous not to start there. It was the talk of the town. I mean, talk of the states, talk of the country, probably international talk. I mean, most of the country was wrapped up in some type of situation because of this storm. So if you guys got stories from any family members, feel free to share them about their situation because we're going to talk about our situation in North Carolina. All right. So I'll start and then you guys jump in because I want to start off with what did I do? Because I know old Fart Faithful are going to be like, how did you prep? How did you prep? Old Southern boy in North Carolina, though you're from Wisconsin originally. Come on, Northern boy. Get Southern, Northern, Southern, you halfy backy. You couldn't figure out which Dixie line to cross. Yes, I know. So I'll start off with I contacted Luck on Saturday. And I could not find any icy melt, which you put on your driveway and sidewalk to save my life. We live on a hill. I didn't want that whole crashing down with the vehicles or myself falling. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I went to Lowe's and store after store. And then I said, you know what? I got to start going through my friends. They're Midwestern guys. They know how to deal with snow. They're prepared. I text Luck. Luck, you got an extra bag of Icy Hot?
It's not called Icy Hot, but yeah. What was my response?
Salt ice? You were like, I live in South Carolina. I'll let the sun melt it. So you had none.
Well, I didn't go get any because I don't live like your driveway. You absolutely need it. My driveway, you don't. And I also have 4 cars in the driveway. So I know that blocks most of it. And the way that my driveway is angled, I get sun on it. So I knew it wasn't going to be long. So I didn't need it and I didn't go get it.
The man was brave. Dame, we know you didn't get any salty ice.
Not at all. Not at all. I got a little salt for the margarita. That's about it.
Well, I mean, we could talk about the fact that we knew on last Sunday or Monday that this storm was coming in. The storm was due to come in about 4 or 5 o'clock on Saturday. And let's reiterate that Dub contacted me on Saturday when he knew 5 days prior that this storm was coming. I mean, it wasn't 1889 and you're looking at bulls running the opposite direction to tell you that the storm was coming. You knew the storm was coming. And he waits till Saturday and wonders,
to go take care of everything.
Why does Walmart not have ice? Probably because people have been freaking out since Wednesday, buying up toilet paper and meat and you name it.
Yo,
I've never understood why people buy a lot of milk and eggs because that's going to be the first thing to spoil once the power goes out. Like I've never understood it.
It doesn't make sense.
I was actually at Big Dairy.
I text Dub and I said, "Hey man, we need to get GoPros and walk through Walmart right now because it's its own episode." The stuff
Walmart is always its own episode. Like what are you
talking
about?
But during crisis mode, it's definitely its own episode. I mean, I'm walking around and I just had this feeling. I just wanted Sprite. I went in to go get a 12-pack of Sprite. That's all I went in for. And these people they're just filling up their carts with things last minute that you need to put in your refrigerator. That's going to spoil when you lose electricity. It didn't make no sense. Like you're not like I have a whole bunch of ramen noodles, because I could still make hot water. So if I have to live for a couple days, I mean, if you've been to jail, you know what ramen noodles, you can live off of them. That stuff's that's currency in jail.
For a couple days, yeah, you're good to go.
Oh yeah. And that's all you needed. But people were buying all these things and just, I don't know. One guy was in there buying himself a TV. Like, what are you going to do with that? He's got flashlights, batteries, and a TV.
Maybe he has a generator at the house. You don't know. You don't know what that man's life is like.
Yeah, that's correct.
And to answer why I was so late on my ice melt search, there's no answer. There's no excuse. It was unacceptable, to be honest with you. I think I was relying more on luck than my own self.
Yeah,
I
will tell you.
So now
I could not.
What I'm curious about is why you haven't asked me how I ended up with 50-pound bags of it.
You have 50-pound bags? I didn't even know. You sent who a photo?
You. I sent it to our Facebook group for the BYFL.
Where did
I
you
must have.
find 50-pound bags last minute?
So yes, this is where it gets interesting. I'm down in Gastonia, knocking on doors, making sure American citizens are safe and sound and secure. That's the way I look at it. And so then I text the wife. I said, "Hey, I'm heading back up there," and she texts me. She goes, "Well, since you're down that way, my friend, she's from Canada originally, but her and her husband got these 50-pound bags. They got a bunch of them, and I told her we didn't have any yet." And luck didn't come through for you. And I was like, thank you. And she goes, they'll bring them up. So they drove all the way, probably an hour drive before the storm with a couple bags of 50-pound or 40-pound ice melt bags. So we're good to go. Now I have enough to last me the next decade. So not enough about that. I want to talk
Well, the
about
problem is with that stuff, it's going to sit in a bag, and depending on what kind of climate you have it in, that stuff's not going to be good about a year and a half from now.
yeah, that's the hard thing about prepping in the
You're going to
South.
put it
Is
in your
you
garage, and it's going to get 110 degrees in the summer,
yep.
and it's going to get super sticky and clumpy. You're not. That's why you
Well,
can't get that much of it.
I'm actually gonna buy a separate wine fridge and just keep it climate controlled in a wine fridge. Just take
There
out
you
the
go.
racks.
Yeah. There you go.
That's the only thing you use a wine fridge for.
That's facts.
Well,
And those people that could
in my job, I spent most of the week helping everybody else prep, and I can't tell you, in one day, I think I counted, it was like 120 phone calls asking if we had generators for sale. I was like, it's Friday. And the same thing I just said to you. It's like, you've known since Monday. It's Friday, and you're looking for a generator? Good luck.
They're all on back order, ma'am.
Good
Try again
luck.
next week.
Hey, I do love the fact that, some of us Southerners down here, it's like you're just hoping the storm really isn't a storm. Thankfully, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. It shifted a little bit because I was expecting worse. But I do want to talk about real quick the prepping that I did with the, not getting the ice stuff. But that worked out in the end. And a thing that was wild and crazy is Saturday night, or no, it was Friday night, our second heater for the downstairs went out. And so that morning, Saturday morning, at some point, the wife's like, "Man, it's a little chilly down here." I'm like, "Yeah, let me go look." And I'm like, "Whoa, yeah, the heat should be on." So call up the place, and thankfully they had a tech not far out, and he was able to come over. He's been here before for stuff, and great guy, and looked at everything, and he's like, "Yeah, the motherboard is faulty now, blah blah blah." And this is an old heater, so it's not something new. But the fact that it goes out the night, basically the day the storm's brewing for the next handful of days, because it was freezing again today. So our downstairs right now, you can freeze your leftovers, and then you can bring them upstairs where the heat's working, and you can reheat your leftovers. That's the point of my story. It's two different climates in this house.
Well, the thing is,
So
I was talking to a bunch of people, and they're like, "Man, you think this generator right here can, keep a fridge cold?" I'm like, if it's going to be that cold, just put it in a cooler and put it out back. Like, you don't even need a
Exactly.
refrigerator. Like, what do you need a refrigerator for?
Just
Live
set up
like
a
the old
table
days.
outside.
Yeah, just put it
Yeah.
outside. It'll stay cold.
Yes, absolutely it will. So did any of you guys have any malfunctions or highlights from the storm? Like
I didn't have
anything
any
you did?
malfunctions.
Okay. All right. So
Everything went fine. See, the thing is that, I'm originally from the North. I got a generator that just sits in my garage, right? People like to buy this stuff and then return it when they don't need it. Like, why would you
yes,
do
they
that?
do.
There's another storm behind it or next year. Like, just keep it. It's like a chainsaw, right? I own a chainsaw. I maybe use it once or twice a year, but I keep it because when you need it, you need it,
You got
right?
Yeah, you got and you
It's
don't have
like
to go get it.
I compare it to four-wheel drive in the South, right? In the North, you need four-wheel drive. You're going through the snow and slush up mountains. You need four-wheel drive. In the South, you don't necessarily need your truck to have four-wheel drive. You can get by with two-wheel drive. But when you need it, because you're stuck in the mud, then you need it. Might be once or twice a year, but when you need it, you need it. And you wish you had it.
Yeah, that's something that you buy once and you don't think about buying again. You just keep it for whenever
Just
the
keep
hell the
it.
day comes up that you need it.
Yeah, my
Everybody else is
cousin,
freaking out, and I'm just sitting there eating Twizzlers.
my cousin's a tool guy, and his shed and garage is full, and his philosophy has always been, and it's came over to me is, hey, if when you go to Lowe's and you're going to go fix something, instead of just getting the part and paying someone else, if you could fix it, just buy the tools, fix it, and then you keep the tools, and over years you have everything you need.
It is. I got tools that I probably used once or twice because I bought it because I needed it for a job, and then I kept it. And then 2 years later, I'm like, you know what? I have that tool somewhere.
See, that's the good feeling is that down the line when you do need it and you get that aha moment of like, that dumbass purchase I made 4 years ago comes in handy today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's such a man card thing as well, because now your garage has more tools and all that. So any other guy walks by, they're always like, dang. Well, they know Luck only used that tool one time 15 years ago.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows, and nobody has to know.
Everybody's out buying, flashlights. Like you couldn't buy a flashlight at Walmart or anywhere, right? D batteries, all gone. And my wife's like, hey, I know we got a couple small ones. We got any flashlights? And I come out here and I got my little, headlamp for when you're working on cars and stuff with the flashlight on top. I was like, I got 3 of these. You can just wear them on our head and walk around. Like,
everybody gets one.
You know what I mean? Everybody gets one except for Easton.
All right. Now moving on, just like the storm moved on. I don't think they named that storm. So we'll move on with our own storm. All right. From an old fart faithful, he emails over and he's asking advice. He says, I'm a married guy. After work, I sometimes stop by the store and I grab a snack just for me and I eat it before I get home. No big deal, right? Well, my son saw a Dairy Queen cup in the outside trash bin and asked my wife if we're having ice cream later. What should I do now? Because now the question floodgate is wide open. How far down the rabbit hole does he disclose this? How does he not narc on himself, really? Because it seems like his son has narked on him, which I don't even know if that's acceptable. But what do you think here, Dame? What type of advice would you give a guy?
Did he say anything? Wait. Before I respond, did he say anything about the wife saying something, or was it just the kid asking, are we having ice cream later?
It was the kid asking the wife if we're having ice cream later. And we all know that leads to further questions because the wife just doesn't answer the son. She wants to know where that, we know. My wife does not stop right there, Dave. That brings in more questions. So now he's he's probably asking without saying it, how do I got to be telling on myself about that? One of my routines is stopping at a store and eating snacks without them. which I got to say, I don't do that. So
absolutely not. You don't snitch on yourself. You keep that you sound like you have a routine, so you keep that routine going for yourself. It sounds like you need that to come down during the day once you get off work, so you keep that. The only thing you do is you say, hey, at work, they just happen to buy some ice cream for everybody, and I brought some home today, and that's it. You keep it going.
Dave, you had me convinced.
Keep it going.
Look, what do you think of the situation this fella's in and what your old fart said next to you?
Yeah, you don't narc on yourself at all. If it was me, I'm just saying, it was a windy day outside, man. That was in the front yard. I just picked it up and put it in the trash can. It wasn't mine.
Or that. That works too. There are multiple ways. I'm just picking up litter.
I'm doing my part to save the planet. Just picking up the litter. It flew in the yard, just like the neighbor's couch cushion, you know what I mean? Or their patio furniture cushion. Just picking it up, trying to save the planet, man. No, you don't knock yourself out. You keep that routine. Absolutely.
100%. It sounds like it keeps him sane, and that's what he needs to get through his day and his week and his month to be sane. You keep that. You don't let anybody break your peace like that. No, sir.
Right. And we don't even know what his job is, right? Do we know what his job is?
No. That he didn't get into those type of details. But,
see, yeah. So let's
obviously
go down
we
that
know he's a
rabbit hole.
married guy. This is what we know. He's a married guy. Sometimes he stops by the store, grabs something, and he eats it before he gets home. He's already saying no big deal, right? So in his mind, he's already thinking, okay, no big deal. But he knows, it's where there's a question. And then my son saw the Dairy Cup Queen outside in the trash, asked the wife if we're having ice cream later. What should I do now? And man, so far you two dropped 2 nugget bombs. I didn't see it coming. I was laughing because I was believing it. I think I'm leaning more towards Lux with, hey, it was just trash, but that depends on, your neighborhood and so forth. And then Luck having the work buy ice cream, or Dame having the ice cream story bought from work. That also is plausible since we don't know
I
what
don't.
we don't know.
I know jobs that'll get you, a pizza party, but I don't know how many are showing up at Dairy Queen ice cream.
Yeah.
If your job does
Yeah,
that,
well,
please let me
it's
know so
possible.
I can apply.
It's possible.
Dame is used to those type of comfort jobs throughout his life, so he's used to eating good at those jobs.
That is true. It's true.
He's just not getting pepperoni pizza every other Friday.
No, not at all. We get taken out for the good stuff, man. So yeah, Dairy Queen fits into my plausibility, my realm of plausibility.
So good, sir. You got two good approaches. You got weather, yard, wind, or for your next snack situation, or you got the work type of route. So you figure out both of those are very, very possible situations. So we're gonna move on because we can't continue to give him more and more advice. He's got to ask another question. Ask us another question. Again, email us, put in the subject line advice, and we'll read it off the air and see what we can do to provide you some information. And we apologize. McFadden's not here. We didn't even bring him up earlier, which actually some pretty rude guests or hosts of us to not bring up McFadden earlier. Dame, you told us not to bring him up, so I respectfully didn't. Luck wanted to bring him up. McFadden, we miss you. We hope that surgery for removing your 12th toe, is possible on your left foot, and that Guinness Book of World Record still holds true for you.
Man,
All
he
right,
probably was
moving-
late because he stopped at Dairy Queen.
Oh no, McFadden.
Who asked the question?
Just-
Was it McFadden?
Man, this has came full circle once again, ladies and gentlemen. That is hilarious. All right, moving on. Now we are talking about the NFL divisional championships. So give me 1 second to bring that up with the share screen. Here it is.
Enhance.
And share screen.
The pics are terrible. Do we even have to share the screen?
And here we go.
Oh Lord, we're here now.
We are back. So here we go. Where we left off doing our picks, we had Rams going forward, we had Seahawks going forward, but now Rams and Seahawks. So let's bring that game up first. Dame, did you have any input for Stafford or Sam Darnold? I know you're impressed by Darnold.
Yeah,
I'm just super
apologize to
impressed.
Sam Darnold.
Yes.
Apologize to that
sorry.
man.
I'm sorry, my beloved brother. He put on an absolute class in quarterbacking and taking control of that game. I did not see it coming. I guess I should have though, because he's been playing lights out all season
Neither
long.
did the Rams.
But the Rams definitely didn't. And I think somebody mentioned earlier the Jets didn't see this coming either. So it's he had a great game, man. The whole team had a great game. So you can't really say anything. The Rams showed up. They tried to go toe to toe with them. It just that defense and Sam Darnold quarterbacking, man, he was slinging that pill. So great game. Great job by the Seahawks.
Luck, you were on point, naming off all the teams, Panthers, Jets, and Vikings, and on. But the man who could see ghost, who gets the last laugh now?
Imagine if he goes through and he actually wins the Super Bowl. Like that would be that has to be the greatest turnaround
Well,
in NFL history.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Sam Darnold and Josh Allen are really good friends. They golf together and stuff of that nature. So think about it when they're in the golf cart and Sam's got his ring on. He's got his ring on.
You want to know a fun fact? Sam Darnold is the first quarterback from his class to get to the Super Bowl.
Ooh, and he was in a really good class too.
He was he had Lamar and a couple. I gotta pull that up and see who was in that class.
Yeah,
but he's the first quarterback from that class to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think there's Joe Burrow and others in there. Name it in the comments if you remember who was all in there. Luck, what'd you think of that Seattle Rams game?
It can't be Joe Burrow because he's been to the Super Bowl.
No, it wasn't Joe Burrow.
No,
Yeah,
I thought you
wasn't in
said
that class.
win a Super Bowl.
No, just to go.
Just to go. Okay, Luck, what'd you think about the Seattle Rams game? Did you feel bad for Devontae Adams?
I did not. I was congratulating. I mean, kudos to Cooper Kupp, man. Kudos to that guy. The Rams get rid of him. He goes to the next team, beats his old team to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, you had Stafford went up to him and was like, hell of a job. Go win that Super Bowl. I mean, that dude, I mean, don't get me wrong. He wasn't like the main reason that got him there, but he had that, that game, he had that first down catch that really catapulted them over. Kudos to him, man. And kudos
Yeah,
to
Cup made a
JSN.
lot.
That guy has come out of his shell.
Boy.
Once they got rid of the two guys in front of him, he showed what he could do.
Yeah. No doubt. But they're on a mission. Very balanced team, and they're fun to watch. So let's get on to the other side.
Hang on. And kudos to Seattle. You get rid of your quarterback. You trade him to the Raiders. You bring in Sam Darnold. You go to the Super Bowl, and the quarterback you traded away ended up with the first number one pick.
That's just it's just wild storylines all throughout that.
You traded your quarterback to the Raiders. They got the first pick. You brought in another guy. You go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
NFL. So on the other side, we got the Broncos, Patriots. We nailed that one. Obviously Patriots are there. So, Dame, what'd you think of that game? That game was polar opposite of the game we just talked about when it comes to scoring and all that jazz.
That was like your classic January playoff game in one of these cold weather cities. When it started off, the field was pretty decent weather conditions, but by halftime, the switch was flipped and you couldn't do anything. So that just turned into a major grind fest, and it was some January playoff football. And it was a good game. I mean, it was a good defensive game. There's not much you can do in weather like that, man. You can't play in a blizzard.
Well, that was a tale of two halves. The first, if you watched the beginning of the game, you saw the end of the game. The first part of the game, there was no snow. You should have had some scoring, but defense. It was a defensive game. They both have good defenses. Second half, yeah. I mean, if somebody was walking in at the beginning, leaves, comes back, you would think it's a completely different game.
Oh,
the
for
amount
sure.
of snow that dropped. But you got Stidham. What has he started 5 games? He bozo tosses, throwing it backwards. I mean, he lost that game for them. It was absolutely 100% on
They never
Stidham.
had a chance.
He lost that game. And it's funny. I was sitting there watching some stuff where they're criticizing Sean Payton for not. I think it was like a 4th down and 4th and 3, and they go and they didn't take the field goal. He went for it and they didn't get it. But I'm like, there was like 4 missed field goals in that game. So you're going to criticize him for the one time he doesn't go for it. He goes for it because, I mean, crap, my kicker's already missed 2. I mean, the ball, as soon as the ball would leave somebody's foot, it would just, you don't know. It was going right, left, up, down.
It was Dame with his driver.
You're saying it was a little squirrely, huh?
Yeah, there is only one kicker that I've ever felt that could kick in those conditions, and that was Phil Dawson. That dude could kick in any condition, especially in Cleveland, and boot it right down the middle. He's not around anymore, obviously, but it's hard to find a kicker that can do that.
Hey, it's hard to bring up a Cleveland Browns player randomly doing something great. So that was done, Luck. I don't know.
That's the only thing that we did great. Haven't had a good kicker since him.
No, I was gonna say my guy Janikowski can do it, and then the Patriots' old field goal kicker. He's somebody I forgot his name.
Gostowski.
Well, Vinatieri. He went Vinatieri.
Yeah.
If you're not being an old fart, you better go to the original kicker. Dang, Luck.
Yeah,
Vinatieri.
Okay, so now we got the Seattle and Patriots. Do I need to change the box? Is it the Patriots or is it Seattle, Luck?
I'm going to stay with the Patriots. I don't know why I'm staying with the Patriots. Main reason is because I don't think I've seen Sam Darnold have back-to-back games like he just did. Nothing against him. He looked really good. But to see him do it 2 times in a row, I don't know. I'm going to take the statistical odds and go with the Patriots.
All right, Dame.
I'm going to stay with the Patriots just because that's who we chose first, and I'm not going to flip flop or wishy washy any of that stuff. We're going to ride with the Patriots. Drake May is who we're going to ride with.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard where to bet the house on. Patriots for for your wallets. But speaking of wallets and placing bets, I want to bring up my NFL betting situation. So I went in on some parlays. So against the Broncos and Patriots, I didn't go as heavy. I wanted to see where I could do if I could win, take that over to the Seattle Rams game.
Mhm.
I felt that'd be better scoring. So my thought there was good in hindsight. But my issue with the Patriots is I had booty in too many of the parlays. Simple stuff like get 15 yards or get 2 catches, like mix match like that. So he ended up ruining a bunch of my parlays that were hitting like 8-player, 9-player, and he would be the 10th or the 9th or the 7th or the 6th, kept voiding them. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I didn't have any bankroll winnings to play heavier with the Seattle and Rams game, but I had early on, I got on some really good odds with some cheap, like 15-yard, 2-catch, 10-yard run, very simple stuff. So I put some really heavy parlays together and I'm like excited about them, and even got a couple free things from not a sponsor, but DraftKings in my account where I could bet 200 free money and to win whatever. And I put a really good one where I was 200 to win 3K. And it was like a 9-player one. And before the game started, this is where I got mad at myself because I can take losses, but not when they're self-inflicted. Earlier in the day, I said, hey, maybe cancel those ones from earlier. Don't put Higbee in them because I thought they would use more blocking tight ends, or if he wasn't there, he would block more because he's not their best blocking one because I got 4. And because I thought the Seattle defense would, do what they do. So the thought came in my head, what I just said, but I didn't. I stuck with it. I forgot. And next thing you know, and I got obviously the receipts to show, I'm hitting every freaking parlay again, the booty situation, except it came down to Higbee, and he needed to get 15 yards. All these parlays, like scroll my phone, all these parlays, all really good payouts. He got 11 yards or something like that. Never got to the 15 he needed. Damn, can you hear Luck?
I
I'm not
hear a
even
lot
talking.
of feedback. There we go.
I think he muted himself. Luck, you muted?
I
Okay, yeah,
unmuted.
it's Luck.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. So
You got a
I'm muted.
lawnmower running in the background?
No, man, everything's the same as
Okay,
before.
well,
I muted it.
yeah, we'll see how it takes it off the back end, and we'll figure it out another time.
Yeah, so
But
sometimes
what was I gonna
I'll
say? So,
mute it.
anyways, yep. So, yeah, just keep it as is because we'll see if it takes out an audio till we can figure it out. But so and that story is busted by booty in the first games, and then in the second games, Higbee got me. So Booty and Higbee both blew up amazing parlays, and it was frustrating. And what I'll say about that is it was such a bummer because it was the last NFL is where I like to do my wagers. So, now we're down to the Super Bowl. So it was like my last opportunity to really hit some real good bangers. And damn, if you saw the payouts and how all the parlays hit except Higbee. If I just had Higbee out of them, everything would have hit. And Booty in the first games, everything would have hit. It would have been a story you couldn't believe. So that actually took me 2 days to kind of get over it.
To recover from?
Oh yeah, and a little bit today as well. And now I feel fine with it because it was just one of those things where, you guys know I'm a competitor, so it's just like, dang, all those losses, self-inflicted, just I'll take the booty ones, but the second ones with Higbee, that was just terrible. He only played a handful of snaps too, which was very odd. But that's the end of the NFL. We got the Patriots winning it. We'll fact check that when we come back for the next podcast. And to wrap things up, we got our newest game that we're adding to the rotation. Old Fart Faithful kept saying, do it, do it, do it. So let me do it by pulling this up real quick. So this is called the Old Fart Census. 1,000 people were asked in several malls across the country. Okay. So a lot of random people. So a very fair and balanced census. They were polled, what age did you stop ordering? Or hold on, they were asked this question. What age did you stop ordering an ice cream cone and started ordering a blizzard instead? So what was the average age? What should be where we start with this? Actually, no. I think we should go with this. Hold on. I'm gonna restart with that. Sorry, these games are new, so
Okay.
I'll edit that out.
And just call it a segment, not a game.
Oh, okay, segment. Okay, I can do that. All right, you back, look?
Yeah.
Okay. On with our next segment. So we have a new segment. It's called Old Fart Census. 1,000 people were asked around a dozen malls around the country. So 1,000 people, we're going to get a very fair and fun type of poll. So these 1,000 people were polled with this question. Fellas, first, after I read it, I would like you to say, did you have a point? And if so, what age were you? And then I will disclose at some point what the average age is that people stopped doing this. So here's the question. What age did you stop ordering an ice cream cone and started ordering a blizzard instead? So, look, did you have some type of, when you go to ice cream shop, you now aren't a cone licker, you're a spoon and
You call them a cone liquor?
Cone liquor.
sorry about that.
I don't know. For me, I think it was 11. When I learned that I could put Reese cups inside my ice cream is when I stopped with cones. So I think it was about 11. Now, I like to indulge in a banana split here and there, but for cone wise, it started with blizzards. And it was probably 11 when I learned I could put like Reese Pieces or peanut butter cups inside of the ice cream.
I like it. When you knew you could add. Dame, did you have a moment where the cone licking wasn't sticking?
First of all, don't ever refer to me as a cone liquor. That's what we're not gonna do. Second, no, but I've never been an ice cream cone guy. Like we used to have ice cream trucks where I grew up at. Like so, you always get like the ice cream bar, and then we had like a nice fancier one that would come through, and they would make milkshakes and sundaes and all that. So I always get a sundae or a milkshake. So I've never been a ice cream guy, a cone guy. Never actually. And I don't like the taste of them either. So it made no sense for me to ever get those. So I've just always been a sundae milkshake guy. I've never had a blizzard. Fun fact. Never in my life.
Whoa.
Never.
Seriously, like it's
Get
cold
him
out
off
and you
of the
think
pod.
So honestly, the email, the advice, I'm not even the right guy to be giving advice on what to do with your Dairy Queen cup. I don't know. I've never had one. I don't know.
Hey, that's probably also why Dame is in shape and we're not.
people will be hitting us up so much over Dame's info that he just gave about not ever having you say you never had a blizzard?
Never have I ever had a blizzard.
So that's definitely going to happen and be recorded, and to look out for that short of him selecting the
Life-changing.
items. Yeah, selecting the items, put how he attacks it. Like it's all be filmed the way he attacks.
The
that
closest
ice cream.
thing I've had to a blizzard is Cold Stone, where they put the toppings and stuff in your ice cream. That's the closest thing.
No.
I know it's not the same. I'm just saying the closest thing I've had.
No,
Maybe you
Cold
could
Stone.
take your own add-on and ask them if they can add those strawberries, right? The candies that
That's what I'm talking
your
about.
grandma. See if they can add those for you.
Okay.
They let you add everything.
So the average age, I'll give everyone a quick second to guess this. Talking to the audience right now, I'll give you a second to guess this. So the actual age, obviously our hosts have it skewed because Luck's over here at like 11 or 12. Dame's at 80,000 years old because he's just never experienced a blizzard. So the average age in America out of 1,000 people polled is 32 years old where they stopped ice cream cones and they would just always pick a blizzard. So
that's surprising.
So that's interesting. So here's some of the reasons that were given, which I think is pretty cool. So you guys think there's any reason why you think 32 would be a common age for people?
Yeah, because
No,
they
my
can't grow
guess-
up. It makes no sense.
Here's some of the answers. They're sick and tired of a cone dripping.
Mm-hmm.
They feel there's more value because you can do more mix-ins. Obviously, you can on a cone.
Mhm.
You can get sprinkles and certain types of cones. They're driving more often, so annoying to have a cone. And then fourth is quantity. They feel that they get more not using a cone of the ice cream.
Those are all valid, legit reasons.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they
That's
Yeah,
are.
what, but
these are all the
that's why I would think
reasons.
it would be like around 20 something. But
These
good.
are
Yeah.
all the reasons given in 32 or 33 years old is that terrible United States educational system, right? They're doing math now for ice cream at 32, thinking that they get more ice cream in a cup at 32. You guys are idiots, absolute idiots. Those 1,000 people are idiots.
Tell me how you really feel.
So what are you saying? So I make sure everyone understands. You're saying there's more ice cream in the cone versus the cup, or the cup versus the cone?
Well, it depends on how big the cone is.
So that's true.
If you get a normal cone, you say a large, they only ever get a large up to like here.
But look, there's different types of cones. You can have a waffle cone, right? You can have, is it
Yeah,
scooped ice
yeah.
cream or is it soft serve ice cream? There's different types of
Oh yeah,
cones that you can get
I'm
with
well
different types
aware.
of ice cream.
I am a ice cream junkie.
So at 33 saying, math, there's more ice cream in a cup. That's not true. That makes no sense. You're either allergic to spoons or you're not allergic to spoons. I don't know what that is. I just like, I like being able to, use a spoon, right? I don't want it dripping all over the place. I don't want to get all over myself. And I don't like to be rushed with my ice cream. With a cone, I feel like I'm rushed, right? And I didn't need to be 33 to figure that out. You know what I mean? I learned that at 11 years old.
What is so funny about this, Dave, this is hilarious because I'm reading what the average person when they would ask the ages, obviously this question, and Luck is naming everything that he said he knew at 11. That is actually the common factor in 40-plus-year-olds. One, they want to use a spoon. Luck said that. Luck knew this at 11. He said they wanted to be able to sit down. Luck said he wanted to take his time. He said the prices are better not in a cone. So basically at 11, he knew what all the 40-year-olds are saying.
He's been an old soul for a long time.
Man.
So think about it. If I got an ice cream with some soft serve and they give me some sprinkles, right? Okay. Once I lick all the sprinkles off the outside, the rest of it is just ice cream. With a Blizzard, I get whatever I put in it all the way through the bottom of the cup.
Oh yeah,
So
you do.
if I mix it with, like I said, my favorite is to put peanut butter cups in it. My last scoop is going to have a peanut butter cup in it.
Yes, it will.
With a
If you
cone.
portion it out right, yes, it will.
Yeah, with a cone, the first 15%, all of your toppings are gone.
Dame just said something that is amazing because you're an animal, and I say that in all due respect, but you're an animal. If you have your dessert and you aren't thinking about that last bite by at least the halfway point of your dessert, I think you're an animal. You're not thinking, you're just wolfing it down. You have to prep for that last bite or two. I never make that mistake because I've made it as a kid where you get down to the best last savoring moments and you didn't do it right. My gosh. Like he said, imagine he gets to the end, he doesn't have his peanut butter cup like Dame was saying.
No, you don't need that much prep time. It's ice cream. You just wait till the last 5 bites and you start to see what's left and what you got going on, and then you make a decision there.
I feel like these 1,000 people were, all out of Wisconsin. I don't understand where they found these 1,000 people.
No. First of all, we take our ice cream serious up in Wisconsin, all right? Blue Moon, best ice cream in the world.
You do. Blue Moon, right?
But I would say, yes, I would say these are probably Southerners, like in the West, like Arizona, people that don't know ice cream. New Mexico.
They don't know ice cream because it's melted by the time you even get to taste it.
Yeah, so if some of these, if the people were from out there, that's going to skew it as well. But I'm also just a little baffled that Dame almost just said he does not plan his last couple bites of his dessert.
Not until I get there. Not until I get there.
How do you know how to make sure you divvy it up right?
It is what it is, man. I don't really care. It just is what it is.
So if you
Sometimes I
get to
want.
the last of something, let's say it has like like a graham cracker crust and then filling, and all of a sudden you're down to 0 graham cracker crust because you didn't divvy it up right. That would
No,
drive me.
you.
That would drive me bonkers.
You're an animal. You know how much crust you have before you get to the last bite. Like, just get out of here. Give me another one. Give me another one.
Look, do you divvy up your desserts? Do you think about it? Do you savor and love them as much as I, a dessert fiend? I'm a dessert junkie.
I am a person, like, if I'm out to dinner and I have the kids, I'll order, like, 2 or 3 different desserts so I can have a bite of each one.
You are
And
awesome.
we just kinda
That's
all
smart.
share them. Everybody's got a spoon or a fork, and everybody just kinda goes to town 'cause I wanna taste. I don't wanna eat all 3. I don't wanna get super fat, but I like to taste each one. I love dessert. There's not too many desserts that I don't like.
Wow, that is, ladies and gentlemen, once again, somebody probably at some point in their life would have asked us that question, old fart faithful. Of when it comes to our advice, but Luck just said when he's out with the family, buys multiple desserts, tries them, and passes them on to keep his figure. Wow, that's smart.
That's a good idea. It's a great idea.
That is because I actually love what Luck said there because I know of a person, I'm not gonna name them this go around, that actually got to the point where they were so bad on their desserts, they were getting so self-conscious about it to where they still wanted that one bite where they would buy a dessert, take one bite, and throw the rest away because
Oh, absolutely, man.
they don't have a family. They're solo. And I was
Absolutely.
mind blown by that. I'm like, dude, why? Well, obviously you can't just order a spoonful of something, and he still wanted that spoonful. But I couldn't
But,
do it. I would
you know,
I would eat the garbage.
no, you know what? I was supposed to say congratulations on whoever that is for having that self-control because I couldn't do it.
0
I could,
chance.
but, I mean, I'd have no problem, putting it in the fridge so I could have another spoonful tomorrow.
For that.
Well, you got that type of self-will. See, I am a person where the dessert's in front of me or in the house, it needs to be padlocked away or I'll eat it. I'll eat it all for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, I'll eat it till it's gone.
Yeah, I'm not gonna share my eating habits, but yeah, I'm similar. I have had dessert for breakfast before. I will admit that.
Yes. And Luck's over here like, I'll eat 1/8 of it every other day for 8
But I
days
mean,
straight. That is
I pay
crazy.
the price. I pay the price. I get up and go to the gym, and I look at like 40 people at 5:30 in the morning going, "You definitely didn't have dessert last night. You didn't have dessert last night. It's pretty obvious that you don't eat dessert." Where I'm over here fighting gravity. He's like doing, jump squats with barbells on their back.
And you just on the bike, just pedaling it out at 5 miles an hour.
I'm just trying to survive, brother.
And on that note, we all know the motto from that man when it comes to the Old Fart Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, our Old Fart faithful, all we want to let you know is just don't die. We're out of here. We're out here.
Welcome to the old live. Hey, hey. Pull up a chair, lean back, crack that laugh you've been holding, let it all slide, just roll it. Welcome to the old living, we're old rebels, so we've been told. No play, no script, just speak our minds, just talking to unwind. Welcome to the old Fart Podcast, kick off your daily stress behind, oh, living faithful. Back in my day, stories spill out like cheap beer cans. Forget what